Like, oh, the Netherlands. Oh, really? Why the Netherlands? Oh. Hello, how are you? How's it going? I know it's been a short while since I've been here. Now, today's video is about the different ways you can actually migrate to the Netherlands. Until very recently, the Netherlands has never been one of those countries people think about migrating to from Nigeria. Or I remember when I had just moved here and I told like some of my friends, like, you know, Nigerians and not Nigerians, but Africans as well, like, oh, the Netherlands. Oh, really? Why the Netherlands? Oh, and then they just don't know anyone here. So everyone just literally only focuses on, you know, the very popular countries like the US, Canada, the UK. I think those three are the major countries that Africans tend to move to generally, especially Nigerians. If it's not Canada, right now it's the UK. And whilst all these other countries are beautiful, I mean, I just want to highlight the Netherlands a little bit more. We're seeing that we are having a lot more Nigerians move here, a lot more Africans move here, especially for work. This video is not specifically for Nigerians or Africans. It's just valuable content for anyone really who's looking to move to the Netherlands, especially non-European citizens. Whatever you do, don't miss out on my number 4 route. I think that's an interesting route that people don't necessarily explore or even talk about as much. So let's get right into it. First one is via a job, like work permit, where you actually get a job that brings you to the Netherlands. Like the reason why you're moving to the Netherlands because you got a job, not because you're coming here to look for a job. So the first one is you get a job, and the job, the employer or the organization sponsors your visa to come into the Netherlands. The main work that you do is to actually find the job. But after that, you know, the sponsorship is going to be on the employer or the organization. I don't have to emphasize how sweet that is, because they bring you, it means they sponsor your visa, they take care of everything that has to do with your relocation. However, there are different types of work permits. So it really depends on the type of work permit that you are on. Now, there are about 4 types of work permits in the Netherlands. There is the single permit, or the GVVA, that's what it's called. You have the highly skilled migrant permit, which is the one that I'm on. If you don't know so much about the highly skilled migrant visa, you can watch my video. I have a video that I did on the highly skilled migrant visas and just the permits in general, who's eligible, like everything you need to know about a highly skilled visa or work permit, you should find in that video. I'm going to put the link in the description box for you. So let's talk about the GVVA. The GVVA basically is a single work permit, and it consists of the Dutch residence permit and an additional document stating which employer you work for. This GVVA is for foreign nationals. It's not for EU citizens or like EEA citizens. It's for foreign nationals who wish to work in the Netherlands. Basically intended for workers and trainees who plan to be in the Netherlands for longer than 3 months. There are certain people who cannot apply for a GVVA or a single work permit. If you want more details about these different work permits, let me know and I can take some time to actually flesh them out in separate videos. The third type of work permit is the entrepreneur permit. So basically, if you want to come into the Netherlands to start up a business, start up a company, you're going to need to apply for the entrepreneur visa. There will always be certain criteria that makes one eligible for any type of work permit. So for you to actually get this permit, you need to qualify, basically. You must meet the requirements for the performance of such business you're looking to open in the Netherlands. You can't just say, oh, I want to come and open a company in the Netherlands. It has to benefit the Netherlands significantly. There has to be a value add for the country or for the economy for you to come open a business here. This will be vetted, evaluated, or tested by the corresponding Dutch government body. And the fourth one, which a lot of people think is new, but it's not new. It's been here, I think, since 2014, is the orientation visa. The orientation visa is also for non-EEA or Swiss citizens who have graduated at master's level or PhD level at one of the top universities, either in the Netherlands or worldwide. It's not just anybody with a master's degree or PhD. It depends on the school that you went to, basically. So there is actually a, what do I call it now? Like a world university rankings list. I think that there's an expectation that the university that you've attended, that you want to use to apply to get this orientation visa, there's an expectation that that university should be on that list in terms of ranking. The orientation visa is basically for highly educated migrants, like people who are highly educated and want to migrate into the Netherlands. Now, even if you're already in the Netherlands, you can actually apply for the orientation visa. Maybe you came here for school and you want to have like a search period before you leave the Netherlands. You can apply for a search year. It's called the search year permit. It's called the Zoekhaar. Yeah. And that particular one is for graduates in the Netherlands. So basically, it's a permit for 1 year that allows you look for a job that can keep you in the Netherlands, a job that can then sponsor a work visa or work permit for you in the Netherlands. So it gives you that period of a year, it's like a grace period of 1 year to look for a job or start up a company or something, but you must be gainfully employed before that 1 year elapses. So those are the 4 types of work permits. Now, we now have to move on to the second route that you can come into the Netherlands. Don't forget that these work permits fall under the first category, which is coming in through a job. Number 2 is the Dutch student route, where you come into the Netherlands for school. So there is the short stay student visa, and this is for like very short trainings or courses, maybe 3 months. So, you come in, do what you need to do and get out. I know 3 months is such a short time, and obviously it comes and goes like this. Even 1 year comes and goes like this. Talk more of 3 months. So obviously you're going to feel like, I'm going to be going back. But at least it would help you feel somewhat integrated into the system, where you can then know what other steps you can take to then try to come into the Netherlands on a longer term. And of course, there's also the long stay student visa. This is basically the student residence permit, and this one actually allows you to complete your studies in the Netherlands for up to 5 years. So basically, you have the same duration of time as the next person who is here for work, usually for like higher professional education. If you want a student residence permit to actually study in the Netherlands, you now also need to, you see, the same criteria that applies to highly skilled migrants applies here as well, or the highly skilled work permits applies here as well, where you need to study in a school that is actually registered under the IND. Basically, the IND needs to recognize that institution as a sponsor, and then they can now apply for your student residence permit or visa. Also a preparatory period for the students residence permits or visas. Now, it gives you up to 1 year or 12 months for you to actually prepare to get into the institution. Maybe you need to pass certain courses before you're actually admitted into the institution. You have that preparatory period of 1 year. So that's great. So you have that preparatory period of 1 year, then you get into the school. You have however long the school time takes, and then you're here until your time is up. But hey, your time will not be up in Jesus' name. Amen. Now, the third way you can move to the Netherlands or migrate to the Netherlands is via the Dutch family reunification visa. This one is very straightforward. If you are married to a Dutch citizen or a resident of the Netherlands, they do not even have to be a citizen. The beauty though is that you don't even have to be married to be with a person. If my husband were still my boyfriend and he decides, I want to come be with my boo, then he can move here with me. As long as you are a resident here, even if you were single at the time that you moved here, and then you start to date someone seriously and you need them to come be with you, or you get married in the middle of you're living here already, and then you want them to come be with you, whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You can bring your partners over, bring them as your dependents. You can bring your kids over. Maybe you adopted a child as well. You can bring them in. If your partner who is here wants you to come be with them, they have to sign and declare that they would sponsor you financially. And you have to live together. Now we're at number 4. This is the one I really find interesting. However, it's not for everyone. Unfortunately, it's not for everyone. And this one is the Dutch working holiday visa. Yeah. This visa is issued to young people between the age of 18 to 30, but it is restricted to certain countries: Argentina, Australia, Canada, Hong Kong, New Zealand, and South Korea. Basically, this visa allows them to come explore the Netherlands and live in the Netherlands for up to a year. There's also a special visa category called au pairs and exchange. If you haven't watched the video that I did on childcare in the Netherlands, you should, because I did talk about au pairs. If you've got experience doing that, or you actually want to get into that as a job, you know how people are going into healthcare, becoming healthcare assistants or healthcare workers in the UK. You can also decide that you want to be an au pair in the Netherlands. You come through an agency, you have your special visa for about a year, and it can keep getting renewed and renewed and renewed if you still continue to have a job here as an au pair. But you just need to keep renewing that every year. The au pair and exchange bit is, one, you can get a residence permit as an au pair. You can live in the Netherlands and be an au pair, and that's your job. And of course, with every work permit or visa category, there's a list of criteria. There is like a list of requirements that you must meet before you can be considered. So that's important for you to know. Again, if you want me to deep dive into any of these visas, just put your comments below and let me know what types of visas you're interested in me talking about, because there are a lot of them. Imagine me sitting down and then talking about all of these visas. So let me know the ones that you're particularly interested in, and then I will commit to shooting those videos for you. If you enjoyed this video, next video I'm going to shoot is just talking about the monetary benefits you can get in the Netherlands from the government, you know, like childcare, you know, tax rebates, all of that good stuff. I will be talking about in my next video. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you. I would also appreciate any form of engagement with this video by liking this video. You can also comment below. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two, and yeah, see you in my next video.